you with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box?
Hi, this is Bob's Basement Toy Blog. Welcome to our 15th episode, which I'm calling the Fragile Box. I was going to show you this awesome Nerf gun, but literally the spring inside the cartridge got jammed. So, yeah. So, not really in a box. Not really in a box, but something that I love having out. I did fix it up with this strap so that when my nephews come over or I go to their place, I can carry this and then have like 2 other guns and have this as backup. It's a fun little thing that Hasbro sent me years ago. They stopped sending me Nerf stuff for some reason. I reviewed it, did all the box, things you're supposed to do with it, play with it, talk about how great it is. This is my favorite Nerf gun of all time, and not only is it automatic, however, it does have, right here, it has a camera in it so that I can actually record who I'm chasing down and shooting. You stick a little flash drive here on the side. There's a little flash drive, and you put a little, like a camera cartridge, stick it right in there, and then this is your play and record button, your record button right here, and the camera is right up here in the front. Fantastic Nerf gun, one of the best I've ever had. Don't know why the spring was it looked like one of the darts was kind of jammed to the side. But a really cool, fun toy that I have. And as some of you know, as I pointed out, this little slidey tub right here is filled with Nerf darts. Couple of guns, couple of discs, couple of mini guns. The nephews are, love to attack me when I come to visit. So I've started to, be ready for them. They love this gun. Used to sit at their grandparents' house. I used to have it ready to go, but they kept finding it every time I hit it. So, yeah, I kind of took it out of the house and brought it home with me. But I do need a bigger cartridge for the gun. So, welcome to Bob's Basement Toy Blog. I'd like to say hi to my friend Gene, who's watching today. Hello, Gene. I don't know if we're going to have any Star Trek things today, Gene. There is Star Trek stuff. I've found some of it. But there was a great Star Trek purge a couple of years ago. I got rid of a lot of the Playmate things. I opened them, or I got rid of them in a big sale. So today's box is, I'm doubling this the Fragile episode. So this is pretty well taped, and the tape looks pretty old. So I'm guessing that it does say Star Wars on it, which most things do. But judging by this old Lowe's box, this may be from like 2010, 2011. So I'm kind of scared. I did kill a very large spider earlier today while I was down here setting up. So things are a little, yeah. I think the creatures that live in this room are starting to realize that things are moving and things are going to change. So I'm going to open this bad boy up here and we're going to find out just what's in the box. I can kind of see through these Lowe's boxes have handles, and I can kind of see a C-3PO head in here. So that's always a fun thing. All right, so all right, very interesting stuff. Okay, so let me see. All right, let's start with, this is right in the way here. So this is a signature stein. This is a collectible 22-ounce ceramic stein of Boba Fett. This is by Underground Toys, released by Underground Toys, by Disney, obviously. This was given to me as a gift from my friend Jarrett Cruz, who passed away. He brought this to Toy Fair, because it was the only time we were going to see each other. At the time, we weren't really writing for the same site. We were writing for 2 different sites, but we used to write for the same site. And he brought this to me as a birthday gift and thanked me for all the work that I'd helped him done with his website. His website would eventually become Total Toy Recon, where I would write and take over as the lead writer after he passed away. So, yeah, time to get this thing out and actually probably drink from it. This seems about the right time to remember him, celebrate him, and every time I look at him, I have it. Now, as it would happen to transpire, I do have the R2-D2 one, and my mother-in-law got me that. So really, I just need the Vader, and I have the complete set. So, very nice. Thank you, Jarrett. Ah. Okay, so didn't expect to see this guy today. So this is Wooer. And Wooer is the bartender in A New Hope. Now, we had seen the Stormtrooper yesterday with the fabulous, like, you get him wet and he has a little explosion on the side of him. But Wooer actually has a little sensor device that indicates that droids aren't supposed to work there. And Wooer actually came with a special card. He was a Celebration figure, I think. He might have been a Celebration figure early on, and then he was available only via the website. I'm sorry, via the fan club magazines. You had to order him through the fan club magazine. And it's an interesting wave that he came with. Came with Luke with T-16 Skyhopper, Chewbacca playing chess, Admiral Mahdi, who we had seen earlier in a couple episodes, Leia. So this was a very cool wave of figures. They have released Wooer since. I don't think I'll ever take Wooer out of this plastic container that I put him in. This is not how he came. This is how I had him. So I'll post close-ups of Wooer on our Instagram later today. So it's very cool to actually find him. And still in the package, great shape. I know they re-released him, so I'll probably go for the re-released figure and keep him as he is. Came with a Comtech chip, so definitely after episode 1. Here is a vintage... Nope, this is from 1990, so it's not vintage. This is A-Wing model kit. Now, I had the A-Wing in the first or second episode. A friend of mine had built it, so I actually have one built and one in the box. This actually comes with a display stand, so I wonder if he had lost that. Nice little Ertl kit. I've got the time. I just don't have the paint. So, and it's a snap together. I don't even need glue. God, I wonder if it's colored. But one of these old model kits. Neat. Might keep it for my son one day and just give it to him as a gift. Now this one, I would love to open this myself. I forget where I found this. Now this is the Aurora Planet of the Apes model kit in the style of the old model kits from the late 60s, early 70s. 68. And then they released it again in 2000 when there was the Planet of the Apes Tim Burton craze. So Zayas is in there. This is not... This is the second Zayas thing we found. So I do have some Planet of the Apes stuff that surfaces from time to time. So it's kind of neat when it does show up again. It's in there. I think you can get these anywhere. I think it's pretty standard that they just keep releasing these. So this is plastic assembly kit, ages 8 to adult, and I'd have to paint it. So I can just snap him together. I wish I had General Ursus. He looks really cool. So, another thing. I'm not a very patient... I'm an artistic person, I'm not a patient person to actually go through and paint all those models. I don't know why, I'm just not. I got something in a Five Below bag. Planet of the Apes is your second favorite, Gene? Is that what you're saying? I've been looking for this guy for quite some time. Five Below bag. Mezco, years ago, used to send me samples and things. And they sent me this. This is the Dapper. This is the Dapper Freddy. He comes with a little bow tie. He's in a tuxedo. He's in a doll. This is the Dapper Freddy. This is fantastic. I've been looking for him for a while because I kept wanting to put him out for Halloween. Just a really cool doll. And definitely Freddy's got to go out. Put him somewhere. I keep saying things have to go out, and I realize I really don't have the space to put them out. So you do get into that weird kind of zone. What the hell am I going to do with that? All right, so we got 2 here. Oh, so we have Governor Tarkin from Revenge of the Sith. So we do have that figure. I'd mentioned that I'd had him earlier, so a little bit pacey, not quite Peter Cushing. He was played by the same actor that played Scorpius on Farscape. It looks very much alike, but they did do some makeup on him to give him the right look. So that one actually came in that... I think this one might have actually come in this package. Maybe not. No, I don't think so. And then I discussed him earlier. I got him Electronics Boutique for $7.99, which is now GameStop in this country. And this is the Jedi training Qui-Gon Jinn. So it's like armor. I don't know why Jedis would need armor for training, but Power of the Jedi, Hasbro's line, it was a mixture of all Episode 1 figures. They were getting ready for Episode 2. They were re-releasing new sculpts of older figures like IG-88 and more Biker Scouts and stuff. So I have a lot of figures from this wave, if not all of them. So I put them in the plastic case. I probably had them on display. So I have there are 4, I'm gonna hold them up, 4 C-3PO cases in this mega box here. Now, each one of these C-3PO cases, 2 of them may actually have figures in them. So I'm going to try and set them out here. And the dust is amazing. It's a little shaky. Problem is, once I take it out of the box, where the heck do I put the box? Alright. So this could be a longer episode than I thought, or it could be a much shorter episode than I thought. All right, let's get to it. We'll go in. So, how many people do you know have 4 C-3PO cases? And I'll guarantee you, there's a box over there that says, there's a tub over there that says Star Wars. I think there's one more in there. So, let's get to it. So here we go. How's this look? Okay, good. You can see everything. This is the Power of the Force re-released 1995 sticker, 1995 action figure case. At one point, it actually still talks. And I doubt you can hear it. He's just saying his lines from the first movie. But the eyes lit up too. So I don't think they lightly light up. This is still taped into the case. The battery and the lights and the electronic gizmos actually take up space here and kind of kill where you could put more figures. So knowing that I had C-3PO cases, I bought it but never opened it, put it out for display. I have a really good story then about one of these. So these are all original C-3PO cases. How did I get so many? Well, I had a lot of Star Wars figures. I had a brother, and we each had our own case full of figures. So I inherited, obviously, one of his. My grandmother, before she passed away, she gave me all the Star Wars figures that she had bought for my uncle if he ever got married and had kids. He didn't have any kids, so all these Star Wars figures ended up at her place. She gave them to me as a graduation gift when I graduated from college, so I still had them. In that collection were several C-3PO cases, and some were unopened. So this bad boy is an original Return of the Jedi C-3PO case, and there were only 65 figures on the back. And if you're a collector, there are 72 figures at the end when all the figures were done. So this has 65 on the back, which is, yep, okay, yeah, all the figures on the back. It goes to Weequay, Riaz, General Nadine, and Lando Calrissian, Biker Scout. So there's still a lot of figures that came with coins that aren't even on here yet. And like there's no Jedi, Endor, Luke, or Leia, or Han. So they're not even on this case. So fabulous, mint condition in the case, little dusty, nothing that a little rag won't clean up. Now, here we got 2 cases left. They feel like there's people inside them, so I hope you can see these. I'm going to hold them up a little bit so that you can see these cases. So now, this is the back. You snap these off here, and the pieces come out. It is really a fabulous carrying case, and not only is it a case, but it was also a way to display your figures in this format. A friend of mine grew up in Indonesia. Hello, Gordon. Grew up in Indonesia, and he told me a story that his mother was shopping at the market the one day, and somebody had convinced his mother that this was solid gold, and that every figure was in here. It's such a great story. They're probably going to fall out. This one is obviously, I think this one is clearly one that I used as a kid because it's very scratched. So we do have some figures in here. I'm not going to go into every figure, but to give you an idea of what this was like back in the day, definitely hold this out. So we got Rebel Soldier. Okay. So here is the case. So they would give you stickers. You were to label them. It's a very clever thing to do. Not only did you label not only would you label where your characters were, the figures you had, but then you felt as if you were missing somebody. So you had to go find the Tusken Raider. You had to put him into the case. I'm not really sure how many this holds. I mean, I could count them real quick, but it probably holds 40 figures. So if you had the case alone, on the back of that box, it says there's 65 figures. You need 2 of these to hold all your figures. Did you get a sticker for every figure that was on the back? Probably not. But these are my original Rancor Man, Bosk. We've got, that's Prune Face. Got Han from Endor. Original Greedo that definitely needs a bath. Oh yeah, he's gonna get washed. Let's see if we can clean him up. Look how dirty that is. My brother probably buried him up to his head. Ewoks, Gamorrean Guards, Dengar. This is the Hoth Trooper, Hoth Rebel Trooper, and his face greened. It's weird how some paint applications, not paint, the plastic, would age over time. There's 2 or 3 Gamorrean Guards. I have Han Solo in Carbonite with the short neck. He's right here. And I even have these labeled to a point to tell me who's who, just in case I would forget. I don't know how I would forget, but Ewoks with coins. So that's one case. Lando. Here are the Power of the Force characters that I have. Power of the Force was like the last of the Star Wars figures. These all came with coins. So it looks as if the coins are in there. There's Imperial Gunner, Lando, Luke. There's 2 Ewoks here that have them. There's a Wicket. And then the other nice thing that they did, and I'll show you on the other one, is they added this little compartment. Now you could put Yoda in there, so really you could get 41 figures in there if you wanted to, or an Ewok. But you could store your weapons in here, because the weapons would just slide around and you'd fall and you'd lose them. But if you stuck them in here, they'd be fine. I went to an antique mall. I don't know if most people don't know what that is, but there's antique malls near where I live where you would go in and there would be stuff on displays in glass cabinets or at sections, and then you'd grab the item you want, or you'd have them open the cabinet. It would have a number on it for the vendor, how much it costs, and then you could go up and you pay for it and then they get the money. So I found a Darth Vader one of these, which is in the other tub in the other room, and it was in great shape, looked like it had never been used. And then when I opened it up, the guy wanted only $25 for it with no figures, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I opened up the little weapon cache. It was loaded with guns. And I was able to complete like 10 figures. Like we're talking like Princess Leia's blaster, Yoda's belt, all these little tiny little figures, tiny weapons. So copyright 1983 on the back. And then hope I didn't play a game of cups here. I hope I'm opening the right one. All right, this one's a little bit fuller, but again, these are my original figures. So I wouldn't sell these for the life of me. I would never do it. Like these will go with me into the grave. Here is an original Kenner Pack C-3PO. He actually comes with the little bag you can put on Chewbacca's shoulders, and C-3PO comes apart. This is C-3PO with removable limbs, as he's referred to here in the package. Got my original Bespin Luke, FX7, Snowtroopers, Cloud Cars, Biker Scouts, General Nadine's, Klaatu's, Lograys, multiple Chewies, weapon cache, empty. But what I started doing was I started bagging them and then sticking their guns in there with them, which was just a better move. And I did find a sheet of these stickers. So this must have been mine. My brother was never that organized. As you can see, every one of them has a label. R2-D2 with periscope, which I don't think that is R2-D2 with his periscope. So, and let me highlight this too. So if you had R2-D2, when you were a kid, he probably went into the tub. Most original R2-D2s resemble this. And it looks like a trash can. He has no stickers left on him. There are websites that provide you the sticker to fix guys like R2-D2, R5-D4. For a couple of bucks, you can give him back his identity and his little sticker and stuff, and put it into. So it's neat because some of these figures, I look at it, and this is my Bespin Han, and I say it's my Bespin Han because mine, the shirt tore. right here, and I knew that this was mine based on his on where the paint had torn on his shirt. So little neat things like that you remember immediately. So 2 big cases. So not quite as long of an episode today. Let's see how that does. Lots of cool things to do. I think this is probably, besides the... Greedo was here a second ago. Besides finding the Dr. Zaius Planet of the Apes model kit, which is, I bought in 2000, so it's not as old and not as vintage as buying something of finding something like this. So this is maybe the only unopened, factory sealed Star Wars item that I own. I do have a couple of figures, but I think there may be 2 or 3 that are still in the pack, but the proof of purchase has been cut off. Something my grandmother did. She used an X-Acto knife, cut the proof of purchase off, and then would send me, I'd get the mail away figure. That's what the proof of purchases were for. So, love the fact that I found Freddy, and Freddy is definitely going to go out at Halloween this year. He's just neat. I kind of like just have him out. He's dressed. He's not in his, look at his little, got a little hanky right there. So that's neat. I'm glad that I found Freddy. But the C-3PO case is in great shape, and I'm going to wash Greedo today to see if he can go back to his former glory. But seeing the Stein from my friend Jarrett is a nice remembrance of him. It's funny how little things like that can remind you of people and all the good times that you did have and the things that you did together. So this is Bob from Total Toy Recon. Today is Friday. It's our last episode for the week. We will be back on Monday, and we will be doing more shows that dive into some of these boxes. Hopefully over the weekend I can make some order of this chaos down here. I've started the next room over, which is more books and CDs and movies. So I'm actually starting to go through things and create. This is a Star Wars box. This is a Marvel box. I think I'm going to start really breaking that down. And this is toys that I definitely want to get rid of. None of this do I want to get rid of. This is... You know, I look at it, it takes me to that time, that place when I was a kid. It's what it's all about, and it's Star Wars. So thank you for tuning in, and you have a good afternoon. Stay safe. Please look at Total Toy Recon's website, its Facebook page, its Instagram. We're doing our best to keep things light, fun, and enjoy the time you have with your friends and family right now. If you have to do it via phone chat or whatever, Skype, Zoom, whatever you're doing, just be happy that you're healthy and you're safe. Thank you.